Well, hey guys, Von Frey here, beloved villain of film criticism here on YouTube with another Netflix exclusive commentary just for you guys. Now, I realize that a lot of you wanted to watch Black Panther. You clicked on this because it has the appropriate runtime, and you're like, ah, shit, I got a black screen with some white guy talking about it. Well, that black screen is so your phone battery doesn't die on you, and you can enjoy my criticism of this film running for the entire 2 hours 14 minutes of Marvel Studios' Black Panther. Yes, I don't like this movie. This is a film that when you watch it, you're thinking, okay, it was average enough. But if you look at it and you nitpick a little longer, it doesn't hold up to repeat viewing. And this Netflix commentary track will prove just that. If you would like to watch along with me, go ahead, queue up Netflix's version of Black Panther to 0000 and hit play now. So here we are. Oh, weird thing about Netflix right now is like you got your little ratings appear up in the left corner. It says something like rated PG-13 for, all the different reasons. And I always recall that the rated PG-13 Alien versus Predator, it said like slime. It was always the funniest one. Here we are with our very fake looking meteor asteroid hitting Earth effect. There aren't particularly good visual effects in this movie, and they're so off-putting that it makes you think that there's a comedic vibe. And this is a very bland movie. You have one character trying to provide all the comedy, and that's never a great idea. So here we are with our history lesson. It's as though Black Panther, what is his name? Oh shit. You guys are going to get on to me for not remembering the name of this kid. His dad's telling him the story of all the different Black Panthers. Meteor hits Africa, lands in the Wakanda land. They develop super technological prowess that no other nation has any chance against. But as we know, nations that are isolated don't flourish. Look at North Korea. So here we are. We got like World War II coming up around us. All the, I guess we have the memory foam of meteorites. I hate this substance. It is the most Deus Ex Machina of all material in Marvel. It's just like it can do anything. Oh hey, well yeah, it's great for plasma TVs. Also it's armor. And it can be shoes, and you can repair brain tissue with it. All right, so now we're in 1990s. What is this, LA? Yeah. We know we're out in the hood because they're playing basketball, and I only see black guys. Here we go up. We got our super sketchy backboard here with a basket. Oh, there's a storm, and there's some kind of light above. We got black guys talking. You're kind of thinking, oh, drug lord, crip, blood stuff. The usual. Faint rustling sound in the parentheses. I watch these with the closed captioning on to try to pick up on whatever ancillary sounds, maybe dialogue you couldn't hear as easily, because they can't record anything at a normalized level. Everything is whisper quiet. Watch The Walking Dead on TV. It's whisper quiet talk, loud sounds to make you jump, because the shock of that adjustment is what's making you react, not anything particularly good. Oh, there's two Grace Jones looking chicks holding spears. Open it up. Now look, this is where the plot begins to fall apart. And you're going to learn this. I am going to teach you. All right, so we know that they have a ship. They land on the building. They have access in because skeleton key, that is whatever material. All right, so we got the two Grace Jones chicks. This guy's giving a kind of robotic look to him. I'm the prince, speaking something. Prove to me that you're one of us. The guy said he's the prince, and he shows off his glow-in-the-dark lip tattoo. Now look, if these are the king's guards, you think they would know the royal family? It's King T'Chaka, and then you have Kachala, right? Then you have Coachella, I think the heir. So this guy, he looks like he's too old to be doing this. Am I wrong? All right. Come to see his brother. It's like, okay, we verified it's you. It wasn't some white guy face scanner technology, Mission Impossible. We got this guy over here, not related to Forrest Whitaker. His name's like Denzel Whitaker or some shit. But he in 2 movies he has played a young version of Forrest Whitaker or Forrest Whitaker's kid. All right, we have hologram technology. When did they say this was? Did they say this was 92? Trying to remember. Yeah, we have amazing video cam technology because of our meteor. This guy's giving a sketchy look to him, even though the truth is he knows what all's going on too. You know, you're behind the guy. You don't have to give the looks. He doesn't see you acting surprised. This guy seems to have a fairly noble cause. He talks about our brothers, the black people. They've been dispersed across the world as slaves, and they need rescuing. We can use the technology that we have in Wakanda to rescue our brothers, to save them. And this guy's like, no, we have a strict policy. We don't interfere with international affairs. And that's never a policy of good guys, to be like, let's never help anybody. Your bad guy in this movie is the guy who wants to help people. How freaking bizarre is that? All right, so we got some stuff here. You're in trouble. You're returning home, where you'll face the council. In movies, no one ever gets to the council. Have you noticed that? They always get killed before they get to the council. Whoa, there's something in the air. And you know it's the 90s because there's a Jeep Grand Wagoneer right there behind us. Uh-oh, CGI stuff flew off into them CGI clouds, guys. What are we going to do? Cue generic music. There isn't good music in the entire MCU. I'm going to go on a limb and say that. I mean, oftentimes I can forget to comment on the music in a film because it can be forgettable. Entirely forgettable across, 20 movies? Marvel Studios. I liked the old intro where it just said Marvel and it looked like comic books instead of, oh, what can we 3D up over here? Tiny nation of Wakanda is mourning the death of its king, King T'Chaka, beloved ruler, attacked by terrorists. This is stuff that happened in Captain America, the Winter Soldier. Oh, sorry, Civil War. It's easy to get this shit mixed up. Guys, this movie is effectively pointless. You could have seen Winter Soldier and, hell, I didn't see much of, what was it, the Age of Ultron? I didn't see that. I think stuff in that gets mentioned across the Avengers movies because it being the second Avenger movie. You could see the Iron Mans, you could see most of the Thor stuff. I think you could skip 2 because I skipped 2 and don't seem to be out of place where I am on Marvel stuff. But when you get to the setup with the king getting killed in Civil War, Captain America Civil War, you get the sense that, okay, well, now this guy, he's interfering, the new guy, T'Challa. And because he's interfering, he's the new king, it's going to be a different way of doing things. You don't need this movie to tell you that, oh, now the Black Panther's international, and he's going to help out outside of Wakanda. That he's going to go do things his way, help people abroad, or reveal the truth about Wakanda to the world. You don't need this movie to tell you that. You could have inferred, oh, okay, well, yeah, that makes sense because he was helpful to Captain America in the last thing. So Yep, you don't need this movie to watch Infinity War, which, by the way, I'm probably going to be doing another commentary on, because I'm finding out that if I don't do Overwatch tutorials and clickbaity Netflix commentary tracks, I don't get views and I don't get subscribers on YouTube. YouTube has managed to somehow, and I can't quite prove it, bury the shit out of my content. No one that subscribes me is being alerted of me having new videos, even though I post at least 5 times a week. So I have to do the movie commentaries. Movie reviews don't work. It's when people want to watch a whole movie on YouTube and they see the commentary track and they go for it. And you know what? I actually get a lot of subscribers. And yeah, I do get a lot of thumbs down, but I get a lot of subscribers from this stuff. I think it helps that I have 10 years as a film festival programmer under my belt, and I can kind of comment on a few things. Yep, we got CGI Black Panther kicking some ass right here. You know, why wouldn't we? Doesn't look too different from the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man films when you kind of think about it, as far as the action. I think this would look noticeably more rubbery when you have a better setup. I'm watching 1080p streamed on Netflix. You kick in 4K with the high dynamic range, I think you're going to be noticing some different stuff. Okay, so here's a chick who's mouthing off to T'Challa, so you know that they're lovers. That's how that works. Yeah, that is the new Yoda of Star Wars over there, the voice. I hate it when people get speared with metal objects and it makes this metal on metal sound when metal is not present. Thanks a lot. Yeah, did we get what's her name? Dana Guerrera? Is that how it's pronounced? Michonne from The Walking Dead in here because they're like, hey, you know how to use sharp objects. You want to hold a spear in a movie? I need to see this guy. What's his name? Is it Bozeman? I need to see him in more stuff talking. I thought I saw him on a talk show recently, and he sounded much like he does here. I thought he was putting on a voice in these movies, possibly. Okay, we have the slave workers have been freed, and oh boy, yay, we got rescued. Okay, but I guess it still counts as within Africa. Africa matters. Okay, so what the hell's going on there? Was that a meditation piloting of the ship? There is something I do appreciate with some of the music in this movie. They included, beyond the African chant type stuff, which I'm sure they went for total authenticity for, right? Not so much Lion King 1994 with, hey, what would Africans sound like if they did this score? There is hip hop in here as sort of the theme for the villain. He is American. It makes sense for him to be driven by American black culture music, doesn't it? Yay, look at all of this. We have flying stuff, but we still ride horses. We respect nature. We didn't deforest any of this shit. We have limited resources on this completely isolated nation, and somehow we have lush forestry. Yep, that's a thing. What generates all the power for all this shit? I mean, it's like, we just have special rock does everything. Provide food. What the hell? Yeah, we have a blasting horn section, typical Marvel. Oh, hey, look how amazing this is. One of the bright spots in the movie is Shuri. Probably need to look up the actress name, but she takes it upon herself to try to carry the movie's comedic tone. It's really hard to take this stuff seriously, guys. This is Thor on Earth. Angela Bassett, good black don't crack. Yes, General. Uh, heard a whooshing blade sound because we saw a blade there. Little sister, you making fun of me again? You know something bad's got to happen when they keep talking about a big day in a movie. Oh, it's my big day tomorrow. Nope, something bad's going to happen. Something's going to interfere. It's not happening. Oh, giving the finger in a Marvel movie. That's like our one F bomb, guys. PG 13. Elevating cinema, guys. It's the only movies you'll see in theaters. Well, if it's a Marvel movie, I'll go see it. As I speak, I believe the last X-Men movie, as they're calling it, until 2 years from now when they have another one, it's an X-Men reboot brought into the MCU. I'm telling you ahead of time, guys, the future of the MCU is going to be bringing the X-Men into the fold. Yo, I'm just checking out these artifacts. So Killmonger here, I kind of like his style. He's showing up like he's a hip hop guy. Like, hey, look, I'm Drake. I get to dress however I want. I'm going to wear a thick coat when no one else does. And yeah, I'm just going to go in this museum and look out of place, but you guys know I'm important. Oh, now I'm going to school you on the history of this stuff. They leave it kind of open-ended whether or not she's poisoned and killed. It makes him more evil if it's certain, doesn't it? Because it's like, oh, look, innocent bystander. I have a British accent, so it's imperialism. Oh, this poison you gave me, it's kicking in at the right time. I'm so predictable. Everybody that's a security guard in a movie's predictable. They always drink the same coffee. Little Mission Impossible action right here. You poison the coffee with the laxative. Now, what I'm wondering is, was this gal seduced by Killmonger while she was working there at the cafe? Or longtime girlfriend brought in to do this? Rare on-screen appearance of Smeagol. Why do I keep forgetting this actor's name? It's because so much of what he does is overrated. Oh, look. You could do motion capture in a voice. We need to find a way to get him an Oscar for, like, best motion capture performance. There's our little hip-hop type sounds. Like, you could arguably say this has the best music of MCU, just because the variety. Yep, I'm an amputee, but my hand's helpful. Cleaned it up with his vibrating hand. Ladies. Oh, hey, there's a cool looking mask. Nah, dog. Little makeout sesh. Yay, mission successful. Leaving in the ambulance. Mission possible. Leaving in the, another first responder fire truck. Oh, now we got our super impressive chant ceremony. Look at keeping with the culture, guys. I don't know what kind of dance this is, but hold out these circular discs. Well, okay, we're using our vibranium. We've practiced this many a times to make sure that this maneuver works. We tap in unison to activate this switch. Then we're going to have a waterfall. Oh, boy. Imagine the miniatures they would have had to have made to do this in like the 80s. I can see it now, looking a little bit like Raiders of the Lost Ark. Oh, I'm sorry. Temple of Doom, most definitely. Okay, this ship lands here. Perfectly timed. No one was waiting around for minutes. Everybody keeps singing until he's done walking. Yeah, how long would it have taken to get these people on these steps? Do they all look that able-bodied to be climbing around? I mean, we just got rid of the waterfall, and these people are instantly there. All right, here's Forrest Whitaker. You know he's going to die if he shows up in any of these type of things now. That guy there, is he the Get Out guy? I hadn't seen Get Out. Assumed it was racist, so didn't watch it. Okay, now he has to take the anti-Black Panther stuff so that he's vulnerable to attacks from challengers, so he doesn't have a competitive advantage. Imagine if Captain America, who's basically the most American superhero because he takes performance-enhancing drugs to succeed. Imagine if he's like, hey, I'm sorry, I have to untake them so that I can get into combat and do things the fair way. Ritual combat. I don't know, this ritual combat sounds a lot like Mortal Kombat to me. All right, whoever wants to challenge him, go ahead. The merchant tribe will not challenge today. That guy looked eager as hell to challenge. I'm confused about this river tribe. Were this person that they were offering to challenge his girlfriend? I think she's joking. Oh, I like that clap. She's got good timing. There's some weird things about her character. I'll get into that when we get there. Uh-oh, we have some guys chanting. They appear... I mean, look, you're angry, but you interrupt the ceremony at just the right time. As though it was scripted. Are they Jabari? It's like they weren't invited, but here they are. M'Baku. I think this guy M'Baku is supposed to have some kind of ape uniform, but that was deemed racist, so they had to scale it back. And I'm confused about the culture of these. As your technological advances Have overseen by a child. Okay. Well, don't these guys have some of the technology too? It seems because when we go to their place, it looks to me like they're reaping some benefits of the vibranium. They mentioned has these tribes, so all of Wakanda has the vibranium access, right? Or is it like Israel, where like M'Baku's group is Palestine? Is that the idea? He didn't quite challenge, and you say you accept. Yeah, I'm still here to I accept. Glory to Hanuman. Oh, well, that's a character we're going to have to learn about later. All right. Everybody get your animal mask on. Surround them. I'm going to need my guards to surround. I've got all women with spears. Shaved heads, of course. Another spear pound. Every time there's a spear pound, take a shot. Ooh. Oh, you don't want to hit him when he's down, because as you learned in my Bushido Blade review that 20 people watched, kill a guy when it's down, it's against the way of Bushido. Obviously, Africa has the same mindset when it comes to the honor system. Uh-oh. You're at the perimeter. The spears. Where is your god now? Windmill kick to the face. You really have to have these guys closing in with the spears? What, so there's no room to fight and someone has to go off the edge? Squeeze. I might be mistaken, but this guy M'Baku, was he like a associated with the NFL? Like maybe he had tried out, maybe he was in a practice camp. I don't know. Oh, spear. In reality, the first guy to get speared probably loses a fight. I mean, you take a shot in the muscle, you don't have the arm strength to then pull the spear out. Don't make me kill. I'd rather die. He'll change his mind. T'Challa. Everybody chant. That kid didn't get the memo. Look at how honorable and humble and everything that T'Challa comes across here. He's such a good guy. He won't let this guy whose people need him. Won't let him get killed. Michonne looking on smugly while everybody else is chanting and celebrating. You got this one head shaved chick. She kind of a little bit on the lighter skin side. A little bit of that. What is it? Some chick that Kanye dumped. You know, the one that kind of looks like an alien with the bald head. Wakanda forever. I hear that he's kind of getting sick of having to do that arm gesture stuff. Chadwick Boseman? Is that his name? Chadwick, right? Oh, here is our special plants that only the Black Panther is allowed to use. So few of them. There's only one garden. Should anything bad happen in this garden, we are screwed. Heart-shaped herb. Could be cough medicine. Oh, look, he's going on a journey to the ancestral plane. This is how you get magic mushrooms approved in Oakland, California. Oh, look, it's a religious experience. It's ceremonial. Excuses. Oh, we get bringing some flashbacks from Winter Soldier? No, Civil War. Okay, we need to put the red sand around him now, guys. Why? No one is certain. Oh no, CGI black smoke. It must be bad news. Remember this ring, though it has no actual powers. While he's on this drug trip, evidently he doesn't need to breathe. Are you guys impressed by the CGI dirt they just climbed out of? Oh, look, a tree full of panthers. All the previous Black Panthers who protected Wakanda are in this celestial plane. With glowing eyes. Shit, I'm starting to wonder if we're going to get some kind of weird scene like this in The Lion King. You know, because they're going to have to expand upon it. It can't just be some stars loosely look like Mufasa as Simba just sort of pouts, right? What's wrong? I'm not ready. Responsibility is king, whole life, some blah blah. Not ready to be without. You've been without him for a little bit of time, haven't you? Is Baba father in whatever language served with an X it's saying in the subtitle parentheses? Dad's a little, I don't know, cross-eyed, little lazy-eyed. We have to get the kids in the ceremonial face paint. Yeah, now we talk up of this amazing culture, all this, but we still have slums to drive through with hover buses. All these advancements, and we still have the sticking to the tradition, the plate and the lip. Too many in need. Could this be the urging he needs to expand the reach of the Black Panther safety net? See, look, she's over here telling him to provide aid, help those in need. Bad guy shows up. He's like, we have to liberate the black people. Yeah, it kind of seems to me like he should be running off with her, right? She should be switching sides. And then Killmonger and Black Panther have to go, fight over her, right? Oh, Jesus Christ. I almost forgot about this. Horrific CGI rhino. Yeah, that's going to do us some good. Did you breed bulletproof rhinos? Oh, these rhinos can take a rocket propelled grenade, unlike your Abrams tank. Don't let in refugees. I talked to my main girl, now I'm talking to my main man. He's telling me don't bring in the refugees. They bring in their problems. Our way has never been about going into foreign war. That's the kind of attitude that gets you steamrolled or gets the world taken over by Hitler. Oh, hey, we could try to stop him, but we don't want to go over there. Trust me, guys, when it comes to foreign war policy, the U.S. has it down. Keep the fighting in somebody else's city, not yours. Everybody sit around like the Jedi Council. We're going to all look at a hologram and come up with a plan of non-action. Claw has escaped. The evil Dr. Claw. I almost sounded Indian there. We need a king. My parents were killed when he attacked. The guy took some vibranium, right? Is that the story? Yeah, protect that border that doesn't seem to be under threat. That your, I don't know, cloaking imaging device seems to have done an effective enough job. Everybody thinks your nation is tiny and irrelevant. There's no real sense of wonder with the flying around stuff, is there? They use these vehicles as transport with no pomp and circumstance. There's no like ignition process. Chewie, get us out of here. We got the hyperdrives acting up. No, it's just it works and we go here, and it's as unexciting as driving in your Civic. And it shouldn't be that way when something is shown brand new to an audience for the first time in a given series. Bringing in some cool music here. We got Shuri's underground digs. Mountain, maybe it's not underground so much as within a mountain. Yes, we're going to do some Black Ops stuff. Black Ops. What do we got here? Kimoyo beads. My sand table? Let's try to talk in memes here. Yeah, I don't think you want to go fighting around in sandals. Baba. Sound absorbent so you can walk around like a ninja. Sneakers. All right, it's time to get a new uniform. I'll tell you what, that the previous uniform form actually looks better. And I think I understand why there's so much CGI in the comic book hero movies uniforms these days. They don't want a uniform coming out that looks like cosplay. Anything real can look like cosplay. You have characters walking around with CGI elements. You can't do that with cosplay. I kid you not. That transformation right there looks worse than Terminator 2's T-1000. Why couldn't they have made that look better? That effect. Oh, look, it repairs itself. Nanites, kinetic something, it absorbs the power, whatever. Strike the same spot again. She's going to work her bead technology. And now it reverses. Delete that footage. Not a bad line for him. Let's throw in some Snoop Dogg. Now his car is the Lexus. They're all about the Lexi, the Lexi. That's their sponsor. You recall that there's a TV spot where it had like Shuri. What she had to follow around Big Brother in the Lexus, right? When that it was something like that, or was he driving in the ad? I think it was just sort of stuff that they clipped together from the movie. My friends from Kenya, very deep pockets. Oh, it's going to sound racist, but I do not like girlfriend's hair right here. She looked cool earlier. Oh, well, you're so against the African woman and natural hair. Yeah, it's not uniform, guys. It's not. There's no symmetry there. Give me a break. Look like she roll out of bed like Macy Gray. I try to say goodbye and I choke. I walk away. Casino looks a bit like Skyfalls, doesn't it? You know, with the lighting and all. Wasn't it kind of working a two-tier casino? It was in Asia too, but it wasn't in Korea, South Korea, North Korea, none of that. It was shit. That place where Carl Pilkington tried to jump off the building and wussed out. I forgot. We're trying to be like James Bond here. See, black people can be James Bond, and this movie showed me that it can be possible. Don't so much see why he needs to have a mission. Okay, we're looking for a guy who stole some vibranium, and we have to bring the king to go do this. Is still Team 6 not an option here? When he says he spotted the old friend worked for CIA, didn't recognize him. There's too many damn people. Did they have an interaction? Okay, Agent Ross. Did they have an interaction in Civil War? And is this guy? I'm at this point. I'm assuming is he related to what Thunderbolt General Ross, the guy who's like, is he mm, head of the Avengers Initiative, but not Shield? Like, shit. Claws, leave him with me. You've been warned. And there's our Stan Lee cameo. Yep, now whenever one of these happens, everybody has to get sad. Vibranium from the attack on Sarkovia, something that keeps being brought up, I guess had something to do with the conclusion of Age of Ultron. Everybody got killed by some Avengers blamed, whatever, and that's where they had to get the what was Tony Stark calling it? We need to get checked. This guy walks through with guns, doesn't care. I kind of liked how he tries to kiss on the old Asian lady out front. Like usually that's like your hot secretary gets greeted that way by the villain. Deal with you myself, thank you very much. I've got some goons who don't talk and aren't going to pose much of a threat. Okay, so in the caption there is that Michonne, is her name Okoye? Like General Okoye, or is that shit? Is Okoye the girlfriend? I'm going to call her girlfriend. So now we were talking about the threat being the vibranium stolen elsewhere. There was an explosion, but the vibranium this guy's showing off here was from that axe handle, or sorry, the head of the pickaxe hatchet thing. Let's fire our guns. Well, with old Black Panther here not being in suit, that means we can't CGI fight people. We got to actually do stuff. Wig comes off, spear comes out. Spear cattle prod version there. Don't think I didn't notice that edit as her dress flew up over the camera. Oh, super jump. Oh, look, guys, it's so creative. It's all in one take. Why is he saying you look just like your? It's not like he's the guy who killed his dad and really can go by that line, you know? This is a bad guy who is loving life. Okay, we threw this on the car, and that allows Shuri to remote pilot. Not unlike Terminator 3, Rise of the Machines. Oh, look, what doesn't make sense here is, could she remote drive a car any better than someone sitting in the car? They couldn't. Do you need a passenger? Go let the general drive the other car so that Black Panther can do his crazy. Oh, I'm sorry. We needed Shuri to have something to do. Did they take one car in, but now they both have Alexis? Can't recall if they drove two cars in. I thought they drove a sedan. She's having a good time. This is very Spider-Man esque. This jumping on cars, throwing people out. That's a Lexus LC 500. Probably the best looking Lexus going for some time now. It's got a bit of a jacked up front air dam grill. They call it the spindle grill over on Lexus. Of course, Miss has to use a spear for everything, doesn't like guns. Throws spear through car, goes through rear window, windshield, and then stops car dead. Like, this is physics bending alloy. Oh, so now he has to release kinetic energy that's been held by his suit so he can smash whatever he wants. This is our slowdown shot here for the trailer. It's Can anybody recall what they're fighting over right now? Like, they're after this guy. And is it just to prove that as much as they wanted him dead, the new guy being able to kill him can be king? Is that kind of where we're going? That looks bad. The CGI skateboarding down the slope. Hey, I've got a Range Rover. Can you guys get in a Range Rover? Charging up his arm, and her car is gone. Yes, she has hologram active technology. She can sit in a hologram. Ah, damn, they hit that pillar. It must have been made out of vibranium. I thought it was sort of like a large flower pot for that little shrub, but nope, vibranium. Ka-ching! Oh, you're charging him up. You gotta think outside the bun. At Taco Bell. Where did you get this weapon? Ah, man, I've got to work on my African accent. Had a friend in college named Ife, really good guy from Nigeria. He was just the nicest. Too many people taking pictures. We don't want word of this getting out. It's just holding for question. Now, look, that's a good hairstyle right there. The good cop, bad cop approach. Well, we're holding him overnight. King, can we get you to wear one of these black hoodies? Oh, he's not in your custody, buddy. Speaking, Yoshia, ooh, burn. Oh, another burn. Okay, so it's General Okoye, or are we pronouncing that different now? You know, in some way, this is back-to-back movies of Smeagol here being some kind of like fraud affront top villain, right? Smoke, this guy here. They look like they're calling the shots. Turns out not so much. The weapon is from Wakanda. You don't know about Wakanda, do you? Listening technology. Oh, the Golden City. It was actually in Africa. Isopho, they call it the gift. What? Now we're calling it vibranium. How many different words can we use? They sew it in their clothes, powers their city, their tech, their web. It is Deus Ex Machina. Does this stuff do more shit than unobtainium in Avatar? We never really saw what unobtainium does. The only outsider who've seen it and got it. How did he get in being a white guy? Wouldn't they have a strict no white guys anywhere policy? See, I'm telling you, with these Marvel films, there's so much. It's not a lack of plot; it's too much plot. There's plot everywhere, distracting you from thinking about the backstory and how things can be pulled off. It's not quite plot hole city in the J.J. Abrams manner, but it's borderline. All right, so now it's up to him to get the boss out. You know, it looks like he's working for this guy Claw. But, you know, if you go to this movie, as people who go to movies now, you look up all the stuff about it beforehand, and there's no surprises to you. There's no surprise that Smeagol's not the big bad. Yeah, I'm going to get my mask on. They'll never know who I am. Got my mask on, cover my face up. Then they can talk about this on Twitter about how it's representative of all these different cultures. Uniform. I guess the hoodie is able to transform into the Black Panther. Oh, yeah, that didn't look like CGI everything. Man, this guy, if he's on screen, he is laughing, isn't he? Huh? That ring on your necklace, it looks like something my dad had. Could it be? My king, Nakia? Go check out. Is her name Nakia? What? He's injured. We may have some for him. It's not quite up to code to bring in a whitey, but we've done it before. Which, as I'm saying, them harboring and working on Bucky seems to just be the same thing here, right? If you've already brought in a white guy to show that you're cooperating with the outside world, what good is doing it again as far as advancing the plot? You cut this movie out, you watch Winter Soldier, and then you go watch Infinity War, and it's like nothing got missed. You could make the case that Killmonger's final wishes pushed him over the edge of opening up Wakanda to the world. But like I have repeatedly said, it seemed like that was the path they were going already. So a logical conclusion. Oh, what do you know? Okay, they opened it up. They cover it with one line of dialogue in Infinity War, for shit's sake. If this movie was that important, they wouldn't just cover up, oh, hey, in case you didn't see it, we have a one line of exchange here. Now, look, this makes me mad because Shuri, not only is she the tech goddess in Wakanda, she does the medicine stuff too. Like, that's like saying Scotty and Bones are replaced by the same character. Could she have her hands any more full? She has to oversee the missions, doesn't have a shit of a staff during any of that. Now she has a medical operation. God damn it. You know, I don't even think she was brought up in... This is like her first appearance here, so she's not even overseeing the medical stuff at the end of Civil War. Okay, so here's where we get a... Would we call this a plot twist? It's hard to say the way marketing works with movies now, right? Get back to Joburg. That's Johannesburg, kids. Okay, so all you had to do is just talk about going there. You didn't need to really start shooting. Here's how you know Killmonger's a bad guy. Kills her. Yep, a gun is shot. We don't see a bullet in her. She falls down, doesn't move. The assumption is she's shot dead. PG-13 style. Oh yeah. Hell of a shot. Is that what we're going for here? People like us. You mean white guys? Yeah, I scar myself up with a rod every time I kill somebody, and the pattern has to be really intricate. Okay, now here's what I don't understand. Why does he have the indigo lip thing? Wouldn't that be something one got in Wakanda? And if he's never been to Wakanda, how does he get it? He doesn't even know that his dad, who died at the beginning of the movie, in the little flashback 1990s thing, he doesn't know he had that on him, right? Or did he? I guess his dad showed him and it gave him the tattoo himself. Was he like, hey, in case I have kids outside Wakanda, I need to sneak in some of our special sauce for the tattoo so that they can be included as and look like royalty. Part of being heir to the throne in as a spare, anyways, you have to become a tattoo master. Ritual. We got to raise our voice to Forrest Whitaker. Forrest Whitaker, low key, has been in quite a bit of stuff I've watched and reviewed over the last few years. Yeah, there we go. Tell you the truth. American woman, stay away from me. American woman. Radicalized your uncle. Overly policed. Yes. The people who go around committing crimes, they're just overly policed. We have to throw in our politics. This is a movie directed by a guy whose theatrical debut was about a guy. I think what was it, Fruitville Station? Didn't see it. I think I know what it's about. It's Killmonger, Adonis Creed getting killed by cops wrongly on a subway. You know, bring up race stuff that gets you publicity, race issues, right? So his whole thing is about cops don't like black people. And he's showing you another movie about that. Pulled out a gun. I had to take him down. What's his name? Is it Ryan something? Ryan Krugel or something, right? Like, first movie I'm talking about here, directed by a kid younger than me. That pisses me off. Speak nothing of this, I promised. Okay, and now I'm speaking it. Spill the beans. The kid, he never knew. We left him. We should have abducted him. That would have been the right thing to do. But we left him to play his basketball game. Maintain the lie. But evidently, his dad, prior to this, must have given him the lip tattoo at a young age. I've been dragging this body around, showing you that I belong here, huh? I brought in the guy you wanted, and I've got the lip tattoo. Who are you? Where am I? Yeah, pretty convincing waking up. I'll give Martin Freeman that. Wow, I must be in a room surrounded by a green screen. Yep, okay, look around. Colonizer. Oh my gosh. Hey, why the dig on Kansas? Oh gosh. Bullet wounds do heal overnight here. Okay. I'll try not to touch anything, but I will look. In some ways a character like this could have been used to help explain things out rather than, introduce the viewer to Wakanda through him. But instead, it's really just a shoehorned. And here's a thing that might be pertinent to the climactic battle of the movie. I'm going to wake up and immediately I want to be told about the thing that's going to be pivotal when Killmonger and Black Panther fight at the end. Ah, jeez. Vibranium gives us the holograms. It gives us our clothing. It can stop a car dead. Oh, there ain't a whole lot of claim to it when he has the body. He's a fake Wakandan. Or is he? Oh no, he left the kid behind. My dad was a bad guy after all. Oh no, proper burial. Oh, you gotta look at her. She said look at her, dude. There's not a lot of room to just kind of chill and see how life is lived, is there? We have to talk about the plot. Oh yeah? Well, I want to show how helpful I am. I know about this guy. Hey, I'm not intimidated. These guys are serious now. I know my stuff. He has a war dog tattoo. Is a war dog tattoo the lip tattoo? Sup? I hate the way he talks when he has to be in a serious scene. Uh, in many ways, the movie falls apart because of the weak performance here. Just watch this attitude. Just as your king couldn't deliver. Who talks like this? I want the throne. It reminds me of like the Mobile leprechaun. I want to know where the gold at. Look at you get a close up here, Michael B. Jordan. He does not have a boxer's jaw. He has a recessive chin. It he would have. Why does he have to play tough guys? Like, what's this shit? Let's get him to be the heir to the Rocky throne with his glass jaw. And now he's a villain in a huge Marvel comic book movie. Just because we couldn't find another black guy that had been in something recently? Was that how this happened? Well, he is black. No, I know who you really are, and I don't want them to know. In Njaka, Najaka, son of Nujobu. Uh-oh. He has the ring. Hey, Auntie. Wait, is this like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? The Fresh Prince comes to Wakanda. Ah, shit, I'm trying to go over some lyrics here, and it kind of works out. In West LA, born and raised on playground where I spend most of my days, chilling out, maxing, relaxing out, cool, shooting some b-ball outside school. When a couple of guys who were up to no good, one of them stabbed my dad in the claw with a panther claw in the heart. I got, with my dad gone, I moved into the army, and now I'm over here with my auntie in Wakanda. Like, it lines up. I'd have to polish that a little. I don't need this spear. Yeah. He should have come to the first challenge. Yeah, I'm sure he knew when the first challenge was happening. All right. Is it healthy to have this done and undone? I mean, look, we even depleted the waterfall just for the mini ceremony. Oh yeah, that sunset right there. That looks wholly authentic. They are definitely outside, guys. Mm-hmm. Yep. We are not in a soundstage for this. Why why the concern for the colonizer? Throw down your weapons. Was I sounding a little Asian there? This does not sound that threatening. He doesn't have a strong voice. Michael B. Jordan does not live up to the Michael Jordan name. Just so I could kill you. Oh no. Reluctant challenge. I've got a bad feeling about this one. Why is a missed shot from the spear making a metal on metal contact sound? Where are the drums? I'm hearing drums. I don't see them. I feel like this is supposed to be a diegetic sound. It's his ceremony, right? How come we don't have the guys standing around the spears pushing them towards the waterfall? Snap out of it? What, he's not under a trance. So much slicing, so not actually getting severed limbs. Oh, you stabbed me low. I've been stabbed high before, but not down here. Yeah, that lens flare, nothing artificial about that. Uh-oh, interference. Take me. Okay, fine. We can do that. Uncle James. I mean, I'm guessing Zuri was going by Uncle James to him, over there in L.A. Is this your king? Oh no, they're looking disappointed. Remember now, he's been. Okay, so he had the power of the Black Panther stripped away, stabbed, beat up a fair deal, thrown off the waterfall. Quite a ways. People die jumping off the Golden Gate Bridge, and that looked to me like a more severe fall than that. And we don't even have the, oh, well, he has the power of the Black Panther to protect him from whatever. And then amazing, they have the vibranium from the meteor. They're so lucky. They also have the heart-shaped herb. Do they have like a third thing that gives them whatever else they need? Oh no, we're in trouble. He's going to be cleaning house. He should be wooing this girl. This is where he should be like, okay, so I'm the king now, and, I know you wanted to go abroad and help people in aid, and I want to help you do that. All of a sudden, the movie gets interesting. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. They don't pay me to make blockbuster movies. Make her have to question her allegiance. Oh, do I like T'Challa? Do I like Eric? Which way does it go? Maybe make things a little more epic that way. You can totally forget that there is a love story angle in this movie. No, I saved my country. That it doesn't look like he's here to ruin the country. Has he done that yet? Okay. Well, I guess you have to do the ceremony thing too. We didn't even get to bury him. Wait, what that is we didn't even get to go down the river and look for a body. The Dora Milaje, the all-female guard. Exactly. What has happened to our Wakanda? Changes. I'm not saying the sweeping changes you're talking about. I was saying it was L.A., but there you got a kid wearing an Oakland A's shirt. So Oakland, L.A., Oakland, yeah, very black Oakland, more likely, huh? I mean, it's not to say L.A. ain't full of black people too, but you know what I'm saying? California in general, that's where he was. What was there? A stain on the ground? I didn't see a. There wasn't like excessive blood stuff, but blood stain right in that scene there. That's not the way it looked to me. Oh, wait, he comes in later, sees it that way, huh? This is his version of the ancestral plane, huh? Where he's. I guess we're slowing down the movie to develop vaguely. The key to get into Wakanda is the lip thing, yet the key he needed was Claw. So we chase Claw around for no reason? Yeah, if his plan is to just get into Wakanda, why couldn't he have just done this anytime sooner? Hey, I'm here. Who are you? Look, I'm going to show you this indigo lip thing I've got going. Oh, okay. Well, I guess we need to go take you to the king, sort this out. Oh, I had a bad trip, guys. What's going on? Now, how weird is the writing here where it's like, okay, the heart-shaped herb put him on the acid trip, right? This is all of it? Yeah, well, when the time comes for the next key, what? There ain't gonna be another king. Good thing girlfriend has just showed up to watch him destroy this stuff. So what was her plan? They supposed to be sneaking out of Wakanda? Instead, she's like, hold on, I gotta go grab some heart-shaped herb just in case we find Kachala, whom we're talking about, is dead. In what time frame could she have been able to sneak that away? Over the course of 3 seconds, we just got her stealing something and then drifting off into the wall. You know, like that meme of Homer Simpson just kind of saying something and then walking back into the shrubs. And he's standing there the whole time, doesn't notice any of this shit. Imagine a movie in the 70s or 80s playing out with editing like that. You notice here that as he's approaching the throne, the camera's upside down. It's telling you, oh, everything's changing. We're in the upside down now. This guy actually seems like he has good plans. Out to our war dogs. He has a war dog tattoo. So is the tattoo on the lip not a royalty thing? I don't get it. Some of them are nodding. Get out over there. He's nodding, man. Only fighting when absolutely necessary. At what point was absolutely necessary? Did you get into World War II? I don't think so. Get out here's making a good point. The outside world's catching up. They don't have all the vibranium, but they're catching up. This isolation thing doesn't work. All right, we're going to take the heart-shaped herb to Mabaka. Their plan was like, hey, just in case things go bad here, the guy that challenged the first time and lost to the guy that ended up losing to this guy, we're going to give him the herb to try to fight him. The logic here doesn't entirely, add up. I mean, for Christ's sake, they know that Bucky is here, right? That he's like in rehab. He shows up at the end of the movie like, hey, remember me? Couldn't he have been brought into the plot? Like, okay, we want to take the heart-shaped herb, take it to Bucky, who already has superpowers. He could defeat this new guy for us. Yeah, it would be a bad look with the white savior. Okay, look. This guy has stuff fashioned like this, and you're telling me they don't really have the access to the vibranium, the high-tech stuff? I don't know. I mean, they're supposed to be just as isolated, right? He's in Wakanda still. Were the odds fair? Yes, but this part gets really racist. But because it's to a white guy, look how wide-reaching and yeah, all the black kids have to get out of school early to go see our movie, and some profits have to be donated to inner schools, blah, 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 because they gave us money to watch our movie. You're vegetarians, you got that jacked. Okay, yeah, that's how that works. You know, his logic here should be, okay, she's here offering me the heart-shaped herb. Kind of thinking once I take this, I can hook up with her. Quit asking questions, get to it. Instead, he goes, oh, by the way, even though we're high up here, far away and shit, we found Kachala and we have him sitting in some snow, kind of chilling. He may not be totally dead. He looks like uh I don't know. It's like that Iceman, you know? Keeping him alive, keeping him from joining the ancestors. As soon as you take him out of the snow, he'll be dead. Damn it, Siri. I said as soon and not Siri. Grind it up. Get ready to drink, even though you're in a coma. Whenever you take the special heart-shaped herb, you have to be buried in the dirt so that you can go on your spiritual quest. Okay, now it's up for us to summon the ancestors. My son, we need more ancestor speeches in this movie. It's time you pass your test. I'm telling you, you're here to be reunited with me, but that's the joke. I have to chew you out from beyond the living realm. I don't frankly think it was that wrong to abandon the kid. Can we maybe more emphasize killing your bro? The guy, it's not like the kid didn't have a mom that was probably around, right? I mean, as far as he knew, he was American, right? So why uproot him and bring him to another place? Don't kids not want to change schools? He's a monster of our own making. I I don't know. You didn't. Did you see him engage in a ton of terrorist activity? Looked like he got a lot of kills fighting for the Americans. Uh, they're telling me he's the bad guy, though. You didn't even see him kill his alleged girlfriend to get here. Oh yeah, of course he did. That's what he's trying to do. He's here to destabilize foreign country. The Great Mound. Okay, so he gets the spears out to the rest of the world, where guns also kill people. I guess I don't really see the big difference that would make. But in some ways, expanding the empire isn't a bad thing for the king to be doing. It doesn't really look like through this movie that he's making immediate threats against countries, though. Look, I know I'm a white guy, but I kind of want to get involved. Everybody, I want to talk to M'Baku for a minute here. This has got to be freezing. I don't think this is a window surrounding this area. What do... Eh, that's wood, like sharpened up wood, driftwood or something, like just hanging in his like throne room. It's not ivory. Ah, you make a good point. This guy Killmonger, he's going to take over all of Wakanda. In a way, we're making another statement on appeasement. And already we have T'Challa shifting tone here, you know? We have to make a move before he comes to us. Hip hop, the villain's theme. Oh man, I have a feeling that elevator could have looked better than that. This movie got an Oscar, I believe, for the costumes, right? Which is a no brainer. You have a shitload of costumes. You have the ethnic trend. You know, we got to give Oscars out to black people because the black people wanted to boycott the Oscars a couple years back, right? We have to make good. I think that when this did so, it was the first Marvel Studios, MCU movie to get an Oscar, which sounds kind of surprising because you'd think somewhere along the line one of them would have gotten a visual effects Oscar. Yep, our ship carrying our spears that need to go to the hood has been taken down, guys. What are we going to do about that? He lives, okay, but he still lost the fight and therefore isn't your king, I don't think. He never yielded, but you did go off of the waterfall. Get those planes in the air. I don't know if we could call that a plane. Man, kill this clown. Shit. Who wrote this and who acted it? Was it... Are you telling me it was Michael B. Jordan's choice to talk like this? He's in the military. A lot of that hood talk gets ironed out. His heart is full of hatred. Yeah, you have to take 2 shots when they double tap the spear. Oh, the light skin one, she jumped at him first. All right, now hold on. While you guys are over there using the spears on, I'm going to sit over here and twirl mine around a bit. Everybody has their... as far as making it African centric focused, I like the way how the weaponry and the culture identity of what one would think of nations of Africa is incorporated into the technology. So it's like, okay, so we think our spear's better than the gun because we had spears. We have these capes, these cloaks, blankets, what you want to call, but they have technology. Because in the westernized way of looking at technology, we have different things that we would grant the technology to. Uh, but it's overdone in some way because it's not like, oh, instead of guns, we have crosses that shoot projectiles because people are Christian, right? So we have like a crucifix that does this. Like, it's not quite the same thing. It might be a little overreached. Like, okay, now we bring in the powered up rhinos. Well, the rhinos eat some heart shaped herbs to get buffed out and resist stuff, and they have armor. I mean, we're allowed to have cars, right? Like, we don't have to say, oh, well, Western stuff, well, we have horses over there, so we have specially kitted out horses for our battle. And yes, I know horse is not native to North America, but you get what I'm saying, right? This guy has not been briefed in your technology for shit, and you want him to utilize your flight simulator. Oh, I heard the sword slash. I didn't much see shit. No blood on the ground, PG-13. You brought your kids to the matinee. All right, I've got my Panther claw shooter thing, and then I've got my ceremonial discus. All right. Okay, I'll listen. I'll get in. That's it. Okay, there we go. All right, so maybe it wasn't so much a hologram working this, but the memory pebbles of vibranium making the chair. I mean, it would be really cool technology. I just don't think you can derive all this from a meteor. Bring the rhino down gently. Lock. The necklace has the power. We got to get the necklace. Oh no, he stored the energy. He likes to point at people. Shooting down the planes. Were these drones? Were these remote operated? Uh-oh, they're turning around to fight him. Yeah. CGI fighting. Yeah, Shuri there's shooting him with an energy blast. Doesn't he store that? Seems to be upsetting the vibranium in him. They don't have a lot in the way of failsafe should somebody get one of these costumes. Well, actually, it's a uniform. You have to. When we wear a superhero outfit for cosplay purposes, it is a costume. We're dressing up in something superfluous that is not official. It doesn't have a function to it. A superhero doesn't put on a costume, though. A superhero puts on their uniform. They're going to work. Now, this whole time we've been looking at CGI Black Panther, CGI Killmonger, and it's looking less effective when they're in free fall combat. And I'm telling you, I think it will actually look worse the bigger your screen. Like, these textures are not, the light is not refracting correctly off of them. There's an odd matte quality to it that doesn't seem to be true between shots. They're rubbery as shit with their movement. All right, remember that thing you told the white guy about? Activate it so that we can duel this out without technology interference. The guy has not really been king for long for you to see the atrocities of his regime. He hasn't been sacrificing white people in the streets. Kids are not going hungry. This whole thing has been out of the way so quick. He hasn't even hit on your girl. This is some weak ass script. There is so much preachy time in this also. Okay, let's get angry with each other. Damn, she must have got thrown a ways. You're just now catching up with her? Realistically, a white guy here in the flight sim has the most exciting thing going on. There's movies in the 90s where things like this flying around is the most exciting thing in the movie. And here it's like, who even knows what the hell these things are called? Killmonger called them planes. Glass integrity. Oh, is it vibranium glass? It's withstanding that blast of whatever. Yeah, see, we have our sort of our force field shield out of our cloak here. And it's both cool and overreaching at the same time. The Jabari have arrived. It took some convincing, but we started to think, if this guy Killmonger continues, he'll get to us eventually, right? Jabari acting like the representative of the United States here, getting involved in World War II before the battle comes to their turf. What's on this train? Are there bystanders? Like, there's no one on the train going, "Hey, mommy, what's that?" Little moments like that, like you'd find in a Spielberg movie, kind of have an effect of expanding the universe presented. We don't know shit about anybody in Wakanda that's not a key member of the royal family, or like directly working with them on a day-to-day basis. I'm not saying that without it, it makes it difficult to cheer for Wakanda, but it doesn't help to just be like, oh, hey, the only people that matter here they are. What's the rest of the population even like? What are they like on a day-to-day basis? We have no idea. It's not fully realized. System reboot. He had to do the Wakanda Forever arm cross deal. Just in time. The blanket guys are eager to prove their loyalty to the new king. Oh, the rhino recognizes her. I think I've seen more. It could be a reach, but did rhinos look better in Jumanji? I guess that means I'm going to have to watch Jumanji sometime soon. Would you kill me, my love? When did we see them interact prior to this to know that they had a thing going? I mean, if they did, was it for like a second and you could miss it easily? These guys must have been not making contact with each other for several minutes now. More slow mo, not so impressive during my fights. This ain't exactly Jackie Chan work here. You got the spear in me when the vibranium was inactive. Well, looks like that's it. I ain't going out like no bitch. If he didn't have that beard going, you would notice the weak chin. Kid from Oakland. You think he goes around school like running his mouth about Wakanda, and then like all the kids made fun of him, and like the teacher's like, "Look, you got to get your history right. This Wakanda stuff, you're failing. Your grades are bad. Wait, we need to talk to your mom. No one cares about your mom though. Never seen her. Never had her name mentioned. She probably raised you pretty decent. You made it this far. You killed 1,000 people." Yeah, instead of taking me to go to the lab, I want to look at this sunset one more time of this country that I love, that I've been to for a day, may have ruled for a night. Shit, he probably could have put one of them beads on him. It kept Whitey stabilized for transport, didn't it? I'm pulling the spear out. That'll kill me for sure. Did this motivate him to change how things are going to be done? You know, I asked that question to you guys. Does this movie matter in the canon for the Marvel stuff? It was another way to make some money. It doesn't tell a very compelling story. You know, what it adds could have been a simple assumption of where things were going from the end of Civil War. And if you weren't sure of it, they even have a line when they bring in the Avengers to Wakanda. It ain't like the king died and then the new king is brought in this movie, within the same movie, to be like, oh, hey, am I missing something? Oh, yeah, there was a movie between. You didn't miss anything. And then a month later, Infinity War comes out, or maybe even less than a month. The market is so oversaturated right now. They have a TV spot for the next Spider-Man movie that gives away the ending of a movie that came out a month earlier. But because these are the only movies people are willing to go see in theaters, they can put one out each month and make a shitload of money. No, don't do your calling. Stay here, but I'll find something for you to do. Ultimately, she doesn't really stay. They then go to the U.S. for her to set up shop with her medicine aid stuff, right? So, gonna have to do the long distance relationship thing, bro. Yeah, we never did get these kids an actual basketball goal. Or did we? Hey, see, I told you Coachella comes up. Building to be condemned. Wakanda International Outreach. Wyoke? Woke? Science Information Exchange. So now no one can be affected by bullets. Is that where we're going with this? You know, if that was the original basketball hoop, it is not anywhere near 10 feet on that fence. Yeah, that looks really CGI right there. Metal objects that are not moving shouldn't look that fake in modern movies, honestly. Who are you? Does he tell you? Oh, now we have to do Ryan Coogler. We have to do the Marvel thing now where our fancy title sequence is at the end of the films. I don't really see the purpose of this. You know people are going to sit through it because you have your stupid teaser shit at the end. You could have used this to set the tone of the movie, but you didn't. Now people are like half of them walking out. We have our cryptic script being decoded there, and here's a bunch of imagery from the movie. I guess if in some ways if you had all this at the front, it would be spoiling the movie later, but it could also give you something to look for. Kind of a double-edged sword in that way, right? And all of the, though different art style, the endings of all these Marvel movies, it's always the same. There's, you know, a big CGI trip of imagery from the movie earlier, showing you stuff as the credits fly by, and then we end up with a little mini scene, right? And then we have the scroll credits, and then we're gonna have a little thing at the end, right? It almost plays like a James Bond title sequence. As these key characters being mentioned, showing their things significant to their character. with Forrest Whitaker and Andy Serkis. Why could I not remember his name? Man, could they have rushed the CGI in this anymore? All right, so here's your scene that if they included this in Infinity War, you certainly could have written off this movie. I'm still saying it makes sense to not watch this. Because this is just assumed activity here. We have a press conference. We ended the first Iron Man with a press conference, didn't we? Is it a press? It's not really a press conference, but you understand. I mean, because it's not like he's taking questions from the press sitting there with their microphones, but it's obviously there to be televised. A nation of farmers. We're all white. Let's start laughing at them. And they're like, oh, yeah, we'll show you, Whitey. And we've got the scroll, and then we have to be reminded of Bucky. So is there something for me to talk about? We probably got 7 minutes. Oh, Jesus. This is why I've been hesitant to do these Marvel commentaries. I mean, I know this is going to be watched quite a bit on YouTube compared to the... frankly, this me working my ass off, even buying products to review and getting 20 views, that shit's got to go. But this, it's like, hey, you have to sit through this whole thing. Gryote Trevor Noah. Who is Gryote? I don't think I noticed Trevor Noah in this movie. Comment below and tell me where the hell he was. He's the last guy shown there in the cast. Oh, everybody's got to get a credit now. You put $200 million into a movie, and that's without the marketing. And this is where a lot of the work goes. And there was certainly a time where you could pinpoint a particular effects firm as being responsible. Nowadays, and with many of these superhero films, you have a lot of different effects firms working on very different things. Locally in Wichita, I don't know if they're still there, but there was an effects company. I used to have to go to their office quite frequently because my film festival had an office in the shared building, and actually it's kind of like in their office. And they had all these movie posters up in the hallway, and they were pretty fancy movie posters. I think the group that made them were called Limage, where it's like a poster printed and kind of painted like on wood. And it looked pretty nice, but they had them all up in the hallway of all these movies, and like one would be like Iron Man, and it's like, well, what are you guys doing the Iron Man stuff? And they're like, oh, well, what they did is when a computer screen is shown in a movie, they made the screen effect. Not always convincing, but little things like maybe Spider-Man's interface, or not Spider-Man, Iron Man's interface when he's talking to Jarvis inside his helmet. Because realistically, you can't see Iron Man inside his helmet. The helmet's right next to his skin. There's nothing to pull the camera back far enough to see his face. And here we go. More and more credits to eat up. And these people, they're working overtime. They got that with those crush hours, right? And the people getting all the glory are the ones who, oh, well, you were in a thing recently, so we have to make you the guy for this. They call it talent, but the people working behind the scenes seem to exert just as much, if not more, talent than the movie stars. Movie stars are incredibly replaceable. We always seem to have more of them. It's not like Dwayne Johnson dies, I guess we can't have any more movies ever. They talk about Dwayne Johnson being the biggest movie star now. I don't see it. He comes into other franchises. His other hit movies seem to involve Kevin Hart. I'm not seeing it, frankly. I think a lot of this movie star stuff is dying as well as the theaters, as I've said on many occasions. It takes a movie of $200 million. Oh, well, it's a huge movie, and well, I would only go see that. It's supposed to be seen on a big screen in 3D with D-Box and this new surround other shit where they project some of it on the wall to the left and right. But little movies? Oh, shit. Good luck getting that stuff distributed. We'll quickly come across a time where only Disney is releasing movies in theaters, as all the other studios will just segue out of theaters to their digital distribution platforms, their own Netflix. They'll be like, forget the theater thing. If you want to watch our new movie, you have to sign up for Columbia Direct, TriStar Direct. Those would be under the same Sony banner. Hell, maybe you have to have a PlayStation 5 just to watch our new movie. That's one way to sell PlayStation, isn't it? These are possibilities, predictions about the direction things are going, observations. How much more observations can I make? 240. We got, maybe 15 seconds of Bucky at the end of this? Jesus. Was it good for you guys? I sure hope you're enjoying this. If you sat through the whole thing and watched Vaughn watch the credits, comment below. Say the secret password and win nothing. Here's some songs, some from Snoop Dogg. I thought at some point he's going by Snoop Lion. That was obviously a gimmick. Oh, we got logos at the end. We're almost done. Oh, made in Georgia. We got to pull out of Georgia because they're making laws we don't like. What are we going to do? IMAX, Dolby Vision, Dolby Atmos. Dolby Vision's the HDR, which I didn't watch this in, but who knows? Maybe I'll start watching some stuff in HDR soon enough. Is there a lot of relevance to Bucky coming to at this point? Like, not really. Is there? I mean, well, he's not really coming to. He was taking a rest there. And if you're out of the loop, you're supposed to be like, what am I supposed to recognize about this guy? Much more for you to learn. Black Panther will return, of course. Yeah. There you go. Hope you enjoyed it.